This is the land of the midnight sun. In Acacho territory in Sambake Denende, Indigenous youth, once students, now teachers, armed with knowledge learned in a unique university, one rooted in the land and life on it. It's called Dechinta. Moosehide tanning in her backyard, Tanya Larson shows Mandy McDonald and little Oz Antoine her technique she was taught.
It was important to go to Dechinta because I had tried other places or to ask if anybody was working on hides in the city, but it's really hard to find anybody. Like, you have to go in a community, so if you don't have families that are working on it, it's not that accessible. So Dechinta was really the first time I was able to just get my hands on a hide.
Mandy McDonald is working on her own hide today. She too first learned how to tan at Dechinta in 2011.
There's a couple reasons that I think Dechinta is really important, and one has to do with the land-based pedagogy, which I think is really important. But then also, it's also really important to have for university education to be accessible for people in the north.
Dechinta Bush University is located at Blatchford Lake, located off the grid, accessible only by bush plane, snowmobile, or dog team.
I chose Dechinta. I thought it sounded really cool, and I was in my third year at the University of Victoria. There's no option at UVic to do a land-based course. So then I heard about Dechinta, and I figured out that I could do the course up here and transfer it to my degree and have it count as an Indigenous Studies credit.
Dechinta got its start in 2008 when Aaron Freeland Ballantyne pulled together an advisory group to make the idea of a northern university materialize. Dechinta's first hire, Kyla Kakafi-Scott, helped launch the pilot program in 2010. That took the project from proposal to reality. Now, 26-year-old Eugene Belanger leads the way, heading up Dechinta.
I guess what compelled me to apply to work for Dechinta was just the land-based component, because I really believe that youth engaged in learning on the land in traditional ways, and in holistic ways, techniques or strategies that we can get to getting healthier communities.
Mandy says northern youth are drawn here because they can get a taste of university before traveling so far from home.
For me, it was really interesting because you have the professors around, like they'll do their lecture in kind of a lecture type setting, but outside around a fire or something like that. But then you have elders and cultural people instructing the moosehide tanning or the preparing the fish and smoking the fish, but the university professors are there with you doing that as well. And the conversations that you have that kind of flow from engaging in those activities together don't occur in the same way in a classroom. They just can't.
Dechinta is accredited by the University of Alberta. Eugene says accessing core funding and thus finding and keeping permanent staff has challenged the school's operation, but he says it's worth all the struggles.
Dechinta performs a very unique function in the social fabric of the Northwest Territories, in that it creates youth who are more hungry for their culture. It creates youth who want more and are willing to go that extra mile to do that research to make their lives better. You know, it's always interesting for me to watch other people go through their process. You know, they're going through the decolonizing process or going through their reclamation of their culture. Because it reflects some of the same things that I go through, right? And learning little bits of my language and in talking to elders, it inspires me to go deeper into my own culture, right?
For Tanya and Mandy, skills gained from Dechinta will last in their lives for generations to come. From Acacho territory in Denende, I'm Angela Sterritt.